Manchester United 2, Rangers 1. We're going to break down what we learned from that game, talking about Garnacho, Bruno, Toby Collyer, the game as a whole. And first things first, we could have won that game 5-1. We should have scored about 3 more goals in that game. Garnacho hit the post, he should have scored. Maguire should have scored one of his chances. Bruno could have scored earlier on. And to be fair, Ahmad, had that good chance dinked into him from Bruno. And I think that quality that we had over Rangers in players like Ahmad and Bruno that just have that little bit of extra quality got us over the line in the end. But once again, wasteful in the attacking third. And if we'd have drawn that game 1-1, I would have felt sorry for Amorim because that would have been the players letting him down. That second half, first half bang average, but that second half was a good performance from Manchester United. It was probably a 4-1 win on paper. 2-1 will do Rangers nicely. But we were dominant in that second half. But yet again, wasteful and little player mistakes could have let us down today. But luckily it didn't, so we can be positive. Rangers had 3 big chances to our 4, but watching the game in my eyes, it was about 5-2. Our XG was much higher, and that tells you everything you need to know. Maguire could have scored. Garnacho could have scored. Bruno arguably could have scored. And as I said, we could have scored. We could have been 4-0 up, but instead it went to 1-1. But luckily Bruno saved us and bailed us out, eh? Because I will say this now, Bruno Fernandes is an elite level player. Some fans don't like him, some fans want him gone. He may be frustrating, but Bruno Fernandes could pretty much start in any team in the world. He could play for a much better team than Manchester United. If he played for a much better team than Manchester United, he'd be getting the appreciation he deserves. Because if you do not think Bruno Fernandes is a top level player, this sport isn't for you. He can be frustrating. Sometimes maybe Manchester United system, as we moved away from Ollie, maybe under Ten Hag, he wasn't the ideal player for Ten Hag system. Maybe he's not the ideal player for Amorim system, but he's an elite level player and he was captain's performance today. Rangers, to be fair to them, the goal was absolutely brilliant. You will give them that. Maybe Maguire could do better, but we deserved that win. And Amorim was right when he said worst group of players ever. Because that group of players could have won that game 4-0 and they almost lost it. Now, I wrote that at the time of us being 1-1 in a very dramatic reaction. So we won the game 2-1, so we can cancel that out. But as Robbo said at the time of it being 1-1, just under 70% possession with decent height / field tilt and should be very easily 4-5-0 up tonight, including one baffling disallowed goal. That disallowed goal, one of the worst decisions I've seen. How soft was it? The push on Maguire for Rangers' goal was more of a push than the Euro push, which got the goal disallowed. That's VAR against United. Arsenal claim that VAR's against them. Liverpool say the title race VAR will screw them over. No, VAR has screwed Man United over a lot more than it screwed Arsenal over this season. But Arsenal just look for excuses because Arteta blaming the ball when Arsenal dropped points. If we dropped points at home, I would have been fuming. Absolutely fuming. We didn't. A lot of this was right at the time of 1-1. This was right at the time of 1-1. But Garnacho could have scored 1. You could argue 2. Maguire at least 1. You could argue 2. Ugarte, Bruno. We had opportunities. If we'd have drawn 1-1, that would have been on the players. But these are my notes. First of all, we need a proper left wing back. Dalot is a good player, but he's not suited to left wing back. I thought Dalot looked better at right centre back. For me, Dalot is never going to be a left wing back. He's a good player with good technical ability, good athletic ability. I think he's a back 4 back player, let's be honest. And I think in times today we played a bit of a 4-4-2 and Euro was more of a right back. So putting Dalot there made sense, but never going to be a left wing back. Look at the space and opportunities Dalot gets. Get a proper attacking left wing back in there. Get Miros Kirkers in there, different set levels. Rashford should be benched over Anthony. We were desperate for end product today. Too many rash shots, but towards the end of the game, we took control. Anthony's leaving. He's going to Real Betis. Rashford is training. We don't know if Rashford's leaving or not. I know Ruben Amorim doesn't like Rashford, and Rashford's going to have to go, and we're going to have to hope he goes to Barcelona, okay? I'm saying that. But right now, who would you rather take off the bench, Anthony or Rashford? Rashford, because I guarantee you Rashford scored. If Rashford had one of the chances Garnacho had today, he scores that. Without a doubt. And at the end of the day, Rashford is in the stadium, he's in training, he's come out and said he wants to leave, fair enough. Amorim's dropped him. Amorim wants him gone. And if he's not gone, that's a disgrace for Minios. That's a disgrace for Minios. But if he's not leaving, play him over Anthony, put him on the bench, because we could have used him today. I will say that for a fact, and people get annoyed at me for saying that. VAR decision on the Ligt goal was shocking. One of the worst I've seen this season. So soft. Is this a non-contact sport? Players are still struggling to adapt to the system, leaving us very average, apart from Ahmad and Bruno, who show the real quality. Ahmad versus Southampton, Bruno today, showing that quality. There's a lack of efficiency in the final third, there's a wastefulness, and we should have been 1-0 up before half-time anyway. First half was pretty meh. It wasn't awful, it was average. We're not good, we're average. That's how I describe it. I thought Garnacho was electric today. I think he's a bit rash in front of goal because I think he's lacking confidence and really trying to prove a point. And I think there's a mentality thing with Garnacho. But I thought he was bright today. I thought he was electric today. I thought he was playing like a player who wants to be here today. I don't think he's ideal for Amorim's system, but I still think he can adapt and learn. And some of it comes down to decision making. If we let him go to Chelsea on the cheap, I'd be fuming. Amad, Bruno, and Xerxes thought was starting to develop some understanding in the final third, that second half, in terms of movement and that, which I quite liked. There was some clever play there. But Xerxes did the graveyard shift, the absolute graveyard shift today. It doesn't matter who plays, they get the graveyard shift. I think Xerxes is playing just because he can hold up the ball better than Højlund. But our build-up from the back isn't good enough. We're going to need to bring in wide centre-backs. Build-up from the back isn't good enough. Collyer brought much-needed legs and energy, and the second half was better. But what a pass, by the way, from Ligt. What a pass from Ligt. What a goal from Bruno Fernandes. Now, I do want to talk about Toby Collyer in a minute, but I'm actually going to show you what I tweeted on the game. It's just an extension of my notes that I just said here. This is what we learned from the game after the points. Very happy with Collyer. As you can see, I think Amorim will be happy with it. I think we need a left-footed left wing-back for sure. I think the team remains average overall, and I think we need signings. I think we need Cunha, and I think we need Dorgu. I would like Herkes, but Cunha and Dorgu, I'd be happy with that. Well done to Ligt for that pass. Yoro definitely looked a lot better today. They were my general thoughts. But can we talk about the youngster that's Toby Collyer? Because I think he really impressed me today. It was nothing magical and amazing. I think on the ball, there's still weaknesses. He gave it away once or twice. But I thought overall, he had a very, very good game, tidy game, and did what he needed to do. And I've been impressed with Collyer. I like him. I like his cameos recently. He was good. Very 7.5 out of 10, I'd give him. Very good performance, solid, done his job, knows what he needs to do, follows the system, follows the rules. In the first half, 100% dribbles completed, 94% pass accuracy, 66% dual rate, 32 passes completed, 32 passes attempted, 20 passes completed, 30 passes completed, 2 interceptions, did his job. But as Adam said here, awesome midfield shift from Collyer's European debut, 94 pass completion, 48 out of 51 passes, 2 out of 2 dribbles, 2 interceptions, 8 ball recoveries, only dribble past once, 3 out of 4 ground duels, did everything you could ask of him. He's outperforming Casemiro. He deserves to be there because of his work. And this is what I said on Collyer. He covers ground, follows the system's instructions, and gets the job done. He's your 7.5 out of 10 player. He does the job. He works hard. His positional sense is good. He's understanding Amorim's system. He gives that leadership and intelligence on the pitch for such a young player. And he just puts in a shift. He won't do the prettiest work. He might not be this beautiful player on the ball, but he knows what he's doing. He knows where to be at the right time. He's got the energy. He's got the legs. He makes those sprints. And in a team that is lacking athleticism so badly, his ability to cover and eat up ground is just essential. He does the basics, which is what this team lacks. He does the basics. He's not the most natural at picking the ball off the centre-backs and progressing it. But he's decent on the ball. He's got room for improvement, but he likes to show for the ball. He likes to get on the ball. He's willing to improve. But it's what he does off the ball, the positional sense, the movement. He can crash the box. He can sprint back. He's fast. He's really a good player off the ball. This could be genuine Agate backup. We've all been talking about if we lose Agate, we've got no one with those legs. This could be genuine Agate backup. He's done it in the big games. He's done it today. But I think it's his intelligence, his positional awareness, his ability to follow instructions, which Amorim were like. He did well in his duels. And when he got the ball, I think he executed his short passes well. He moved the ball quickly. He was quite confident with his sort of stuff. At times he can rush into decisions. That's normal for his age. He can rush into duels. Agate does that. But I like his enthusiasm. I like his ability to always want to sort of move the ball forward quickly, play those quick passes. And he, going forward defensively, he just knows where to be. He's helping out the defence. He's crashing the box. I thought he was a threatening player. But the most important thing is we're essentially through to the next round of the Europa League, which is good. Our best chance of getting Champions League football is winning the Europa League. I still don't think we're good enough to win the Europa League, even though it's not as hard this year because the Champions League clubs aren't going to drop down. I still think we're nowhere near good enough to win the Europa League in total honesty. But I think it's good to just, we're basically through to the next round. We don't have to do the playoff if all goes to plan. We've sort of turned it around in the Europa League after the poor start. And yeah, shout out to Bruno Fernandes, And Toby Collyer became the first Mancehster United midfielder on record to record 50 passes on their first appearance at Old Trafford in a major European competition. So big up to him. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.